Rudd Larsen here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining me. Today is going to be a podcast about my wisdom that I have gained in almost 63 years of life. My birthday is tomorrow. I'm recording this on December 7th at 5:55 a.m. I am a morning person. Not always, but I am a morning person now. You can ask my wife. But yeah, God put this into my head. Why I do the way I do things, why I started the podcast, just the wisdom that I have discovered over all these years that have gone by so quickly. And I'm honored to, if you listen to this, watch this, I'm very honored. But it's just what I have discovered. And I love the person I am now. Didn't always love myself, that's for sure. And but starting out, we don't know a lot of things when we're young. Think we know everything when we're young. Uh, Kind of an arrogance. And I was a very happy kid when I was, before school. I was a really pretty happy kid until first grade. Then it started going the other way, and I became a very, very quiet kid. I thought it was safer that way. But up to that point, I was very outgoing. I loved life. But I didn't care for school that much. I was extremely quiet, and it just I look back and I see I was protecting me, because I don't know if I knew how to deal with what was going on in school. I think it was more just the typical stuff that goes on as you're growing up between your classmates and everything, and even my sibling, my sister Kristen and I fought like cats and dogs. We did not get along. And you can ask my sister to this day, and that she will say that was true. We get along great now, and she's a trucker. She's on the road a lot. Hope to see her. Hopefully, she's hosting Christmas. But but yeah, time goes by so quickly because it seems like just the other day where I was starting school, that first day of kindergarten, and then graduating high school, and then graduating college and getting out in the real world thinking that, because I had gotten 2 degrees in college, business administration and geography. Figured business administration was pretty much general. In geography, I just wanted to teach people where things were at in the world because everybody I talked to didn't know where most things were at. And I'm kind of that way too, although this podcast has helped a lot. I'm me relearning where things are at in the world because I've done so many. And I met so many awesome people around the world. And I mean, the other day with Dawood in Pakistan, I hope to do Rao in India. But and then I look back, because my mom took us to church and Sunday school, and I had that upbringing. We weren't overly religious, but we were. And I'm so thankful for that platform, that background and having that knowledge. And but I didn't know God like I know him now, and I'm very thankful I do know him that way now. And he directs me every day, just like last podcast, this one today. And the things he does to get me where I need to go is he does work in mysterious ways. But going back, what wisdom do I have from my 63, almost 63 years of life? First thing, we're all going through something. Everybody doesn't get out of this world unscathed. And I think even the best people that really can show that they're not going through something are going through something too, or have gone through something. And to be kind, because we are going through something. And a lot of times going through something makes us the person that we become. It can either take you down or it can make you, go the other direction. And I see people that it's just like some people have nonstop trials and tribulations, and then they come out so upbeat and positive. I pray that I'm that way. I've never really been through what some of these people have been through. I've been through a lot in the last few years with Cheryl's cancers over the years and her marriage, and there's just a whole bunch of things. But I still love people. I still want to make a difference in the world, positive difference in the world. And I pray that I am doing that, and that God keeps telling me that with this podcast, he was the one that kind of suggested that I'd go on the world stage, which I wasn't for sure what that was, but then he started putting the things into place Crystal suggesting that, who was a coach of mine for a while out in California. She'd had a podcast for a long time. So, but, but yeah, going back to what, 63 years of wisdom. I digress a lot. And, that's who I am. And, but, be kind, be kind. And that we think we know what, when we go to school, I think we need to go back to more being like we were before school, just living life in the moment. And I don't think any of us do that now, myself included. It is be in the moment, be excited about everything, be excited about every day. And I don't think most people are excited about most days because they're having to go to work to do something that they really don't like. And that's one reason why I did this podcast to try and show people that everything is possible, even at 63. And, but I do think that as we go through regular school, through high school and everything, we're being taught to basically be good workers. Most of the stuff, I think the interaction with people is good and how to learn how to deal with people, in the positive way. But I think most of the stuff we learn in school is, most of the knowledge, I don't remember hardly anything from most of it. I do think they need to get back to writing cursive in school. I think that's very important because it does a certain thing for your brain. Plus, the Constitution is written in cursive. There's a lot of things written in cursive that you need to be able to read. And it's just, it also shows you as a person that is maybe more refined. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but yeah, most of the things I've learned in school, I've forgotten. I never algebra. Basic math. Once you get the basics in school, I'm not for sure you need to get much more. It's just making you think you're going to get a better life than you really are. I think because of the knowledge. And, the knowledge, not everybody graduates high school, but the people who graduate high school are all basically on the same level you are. So you really don't get a better job because of your education. Yeah, you need to have the diploma. I would agree with that. But you know what? I've also learned, don't follow the norm. Don't go and get a job, and I was that way. I wanted a good job. That's why I went to 2 years, or 4 years plus one semester of college, and I got 2 degrees. Like I said, business administration and geography. Once again, it was the people that I had interactions with and still do that made the difference more in my life than the education. The degrees got me management jobs right away. I got 3 management jobs right away. One of them was in Seattle, one was in Dallas, and then I think the other one maybe is Albuquerque. Can't remember for sure that one. I took the one in Dallas. I do like Dallas. Or I should say I did like. I haven't been there for a while. Got me a management job. The company was actually all right, but it got me way too many hours a week. Managers were saying who could get to 100-hour weeks first. And it's like, no way, that is not living. That's not what God put you on this life, put you on this planet for. He's put you on this planet to make a positive difference. And I think maybe I did do a positive difference. We had, it was a restaurant, and we had awesome people come in every day. And in fact, it was when I became the next level of management and I moved to Columbia, Missouri. We closed from 2 to 4 in the afternoons, and we had, because Columbia was a smaller town than Dallas by a long ways, and they became kind of like family. And I think that maybe was part of God's plan, because we had a lady that was a widow. She brought her new car over and showed us at the restaurant, and I was honored. We were all honored on that. But to think that college, even, unless you're going to be like a doctor or something like that, that requires the education, to think a general education is going to get you a better life beyond having what you need, reading, writing, and all that, the typical basics you have to have, it doesn't make a difference, except for the people you meet while you're getting the education. There is where the real plus is at. But I was on the dean's list except for one semester, and I just missed that one. So I was almost, I had gotten scholarships. So I didn't have to pay for my college. because I was a good student. Because when I was so quiet, all I did is study. And yeah, but yeah, that's one thing. I don't sweat the small things. Don't sweat anything, because God's got you. And when you put your faith in Him, yeah. And that this is another thing that is 62-year-old Mark was not in tune with God like I am now, and that was part of the gift, I guess, if you want to call it, from Cheryl's cancers and illnesses and everything over since we've been married. We've been married 34 years, so yeah, um, amazing. And time goes by. Another thing I've learned is time goes by so quickly. It seems like I was just getting out of college, and or an Sharon were just getting married, and all that. So celebrate every day. That's one thing I've learned. Celebrate every day. Um, that's why it's called the present. And I know I said it a lot in these podcasts, but it is. And that's one thing, the gift from Cheryl's illnesses and the like, is you do celebrate every day because you don't know when today's might be your last. And don't put off waiting. Don't wait for anything. Just have the confidence and the faith in God that He will work it out. And it's interesting sometimes how He works things out. But and if you have a dream, go for it. Go for your dreams. And forget the age, because I have people. It's like you're 60, almost in your 60s, and you're not retiring, and it's like, nope, I don't have that mindset. Why would I want to retire? I think we have a brainwashing, of people. I don't know if around the world, but in the United States is like when you turn 60, you start dying. You're getting close to retirement, and it's like, well, my life's over with, and it's anything but. And do that dream. If you're still here, do your dream. I would have never guessed I was going to be a podcaster. I love podcasting. I love making a difference in the world. I love meeting these people in the world that I get to talk to on the podcast. My dream, like I've said many times, is to go be in person with these guys and women and men that are on the podcast, and sometimes kids. Still want to go and see Jack over in Portugal. Easy for me to say. But don't do the hype of it's like, oh, I just turned 60. I'm going to be on Social Security soon. I'm going to be dying. I don't know. I'm going to be, I'm looking forward to retirement, but I don't know what I'm going to do because I put my whole identity into my work. And I understand it. I definitely understand it. But maybe think about something that you really want to do that's waiting for the world's waiting for you. That's why I tell everybody should do a podcast. And not everybody, everybody should, because I truly do believe there's an audience out there waiting for your voice, waiting for your point of view. So I have a drink here. Make my sun tea I made the other day. So, but and just do it and stay. You'd be amazed how when you have something that you love to do every day, how I don't feel any different than I did when I was 23. I'm very, very blessed that way. Health is wealth. And go to the gym. People are like, well, I don't want to be apprehensive, and it's like, I was that way too. And that's another thing I've learned. Going to the Y, I don't know about other gyms. I've only gone to the Ys. Love Ys. Ys are excellent. They're just like family, especially the one like Sharon I go to in Hastings. That's our base Y. That's another thing nice about Ys is most of them, if you're belong to a Y, you can go to other Ys, up to a certain point, and you have to have 50% of your visits to your home Y, but you still, even Cheryl and I've gone to the one in Grand Island, we've gone to one in Kearney, we've gone to the one in Holdridge, and it's just, they're awesome everywhere you go. And it's not just a bunch of jocks working out. Yeah, you're going to find some of that, but you're going to find that at anywhere. And that's, those people aren't, they're just very much into their health, and good for them. And I think putting titles on, like I just did with, men that like to work out, is because they have so much more to offer. And I need to look, and I still deal with that, is I not pigeonholing somebody, because I think we do that. It's just like, people look at me, it's like, well, you surely are retired. And it's like, surely I'm not. I actually kind of am because this isn't really, it's not physical. So I go to the Y to do that. Um, but don't pigeonhole somebody. Or, or look at somebody on the street and I feel for the people on the street. I can't imagine being homeless. I cannot imagine being homeless. And I do believe in this country is so much of a fine line between having a house and not. They have made it, especially with health, when health issues arise, that you can go from being very, very well off to having nothing. And I just saw a lady the other day that was getting an apartment after 10 years on the streets. I can't imagine. Bless them. Because I mean, oh my gosh. Um, I can't imagine not having the house that Charlotte and I have here. Having my office, having all this equipment to be able to do these podcasts. Truly am blessed. And that is another thing I look at is like, because I was a spoiled brat. I was. And I guess a little ego there that I just it's like, well, I earned it. I worked hard to get what I have. And sort of there's a lot of those other people that are homeless. I guess I have more passion for those kind of people because I know that you or I could be in that situation very quickly. And I know there'll be people that are watching this like, that's never going to happen to me. It's like, never say never. Um, One misstep and you can be. And that's also one thing these people that are getting, food and getting help and stuff, that's got to be so hard for them. It would be hard for me, and we need to have compassion for them because I just can't imagine. And we need to have compassion, more compassion for everybody. And you know, we're all so much in a hurry. For one thing, I think it's partly because we're trying to work 50 jobs and to make ends meet in this country, especially with the healthcare. And I hope that's about to change. I personally, I'm never going back onto Obamacare ever again. That is a done deal. What they get for, and this is my 2 cents, what they get for premiums and what they get is criminal. And I've said that before. And I don't want to go negative on this because it's easy to go down the rabbit hole. But I'm praying that that's going to be like other countries have, so it's not an issue with your health. And another thing I've learned is that people don't get to the root of the problem. I mean, we have all these people that are homeless and needing to be fed and everything. Excuse me, and I 100% agree. We need to help them out. Well, we need to find out why they are homeless, why they're not having enough food, what's going on, and take care of the problem. Whether than just putting a bandage on and giving them one meal, great for that one meal, but that only does for one meal. We need to do long term on that, and I'm looking into that. There's got to be another way to get people so they have food, they have rent and water. I mean, and that's around the world. I mean, I deal with people, not deal. I am in contact with people over in Africa, and they have nothing. And I've got two, people over there now that are doing amazing things with very little. Um, they're very inspirational. And the one is really, I mean, he is on fire. And but yeah, I just learned that we're all on different paths, but we're not. We're all intertwined, and we're meant to make this world a better place. It's all about love too. It's kind of like, oh God, this Mark's getting into love now, and it's like it is. We are supposed to love one another, and sometimes some people are hard, but some people are so damaged that they don't know how to receive love, so they act out to kind of deflect it. And I have discovered that definitely in my 63 years. And but I just 63 years goes by so quickly. Live your life today. If I have one thing of advice, do it today. Don't wait. There's a way you can do it. There's always a way you can do something, even if it's just starting out. Because starting out is if I hadn't done that first episode of this, I wouldn't be talking to you now. And here I'm at over, I think this is like 341 or something like that episodes. And yeah, just start. And sometimes the starting will get you to the next step. And sometimes you have to do baby steps. I can tell you, Cheryl, I know baby steps, especially in the last few years, but it still made us progress. It's slow progress, but it's progress. And yeah. And just you pray to God, talk to God. He's there. In your deepest, when you're really needing, reach out to him. He talks to me. He doesn't talk to me like we're talking here, but he does talk to me. He guides me daily, and it's very comforting when you're in a bad spot, and then when you're in a good spot. Thank him for what you have. Um, and then when God wants you to do something, like he keeps telling me with writing a book, at minimum one book, and then being in using my voice. He said my voice is going to be very, very important going forward. Not for sure what that means yet. It's not showing me that, but I guess I'll find out. That intrigues me. Like I said, he works in mysterious ways. And that's one thing I've definitely learned in 63 years. Listen to God. I always thought he was kind of woo woo. He's not. He's very, very much real. And I think he knows that's why, with my voice here on these podcasts, that if I convince even one person that he's real, and oh yeah, and that's another thing that I found. You don't need to grind. Nothing you have is from your grinding. You do need to do the effort, but everything you have is from God. Everything. Everything I'm wearing, everything I have is, and it makes me smile when he shows me when he's crossing my path with somebody, or angel numbers. I mean, there's so much we don't realize in today's world, and maybe in past worlds, past time too. But he is very much here, and everybody's like, well, coming back. It's like, he's here. And just working through people like myself and others. And I meet a lot of the people he's working through too. And it's so awesome. And yeah, I just, I love my life. I'm so blessed that I get to spend I have been here 63 years tomorrow, and December 8th. Yeah. And live your life. It'll be over before you know it. And don't look back with regret, because regret's just not a good thing. And I know people will say, Mark, I don't have the funds. I don't have this. I don't have that. Take the small step. Do something today. Do something every day. And you'll be amazed how you'll be 341 episodes into whatever, like a podcast. I've got some amazing podcasts coming up too, because God's crossing me with some amazing people. And yesterday he crossed me with one I look very much forward to. I'm not going to say anything more. I look forward to most of them, but this gentleman is, yeah. And I'm honored that he's chosen me to use my voice to help people. And there's nothing better than that. And who would have thought quiet Mark, back in regular school, primary school, whatever, who was so quiet, would end up being, using his voice to make the world a better place. And I'm going to say that. That's my goal every moment of every day. I don't ever want to make it where it's worse. And forget what your age is. Don't think you're dying at 60. Oh yeah, maybe you get Social Security. I took Social Security at 62. It's awesome. It is very awesome. And I don't care that I'm taking that. I don't think of myself as old. I don't. I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing for most of my life. I was not very athletic or anything like when I was in school, that's for sure. Very much more athletic now. I do love that. And but just think that you got this. You got this. And those but don't take life really too seriously, because like those saying, none of us gets out of it alive. Do what you enjoy. I think Cheryl and I are going out for a nice breakfast at Panera, and I do enjoy Panera's breakfast. And I think I've been celebrating since Friday, but I celebrate every day. We celebrate that Cheryl and I are still together. I could have lost her when she had her colon cancer 10 years ago. She landed 14% chance of living. And I mean, that puts everything in perspective very quickly. And that in itself is a gift. It gives you clarity. And cancer can do that or other things. And yeah, and that's also a lot of things, trials and tribulations you go through do give you clarity. They also make you stronger. So you're able to go through things and not even think anything next time it happens. That's a gift. So I think I have talked long enough on this, but in 63 years, and I hope I have many, many years to come, and I pray that I do. And I pray that you see books out by me. And I have no doubt that I will, because I'm sure God's not going to let me get by with that. Because he does, he's very persuasive. And I look forward to hearing me wherever you hear me besides the podcast. And who knows? Maybe be a TEDx. I have no idea what he's got in mind, but I look forward to that. So, and I look forward to you supporting me, keeping on listening to these podcasts. I pray that I'm making a positive difference in your life. And I would really appreciate it if you'd reach out to other people that you think that might enjoy my content. So on that, I'm going to end this episode of the Drink Get Your podcast. Thank you for joining me. Girl is still sleeping because I'm still, let's see, it's about 6:30. She's not a morning person, but I will get her up in a little bit. And take care, everybody. Send love. Bye.